안녕하세요. 매일매일 운동하기를 실천하고 있지만 매일매일 운동하고 싶지 않은 동사왕코입니다. 아, 오늘은 12월 11일 금요일입니다. 코로나는 670명, 코스피는 2770을 넘었죠. 와, 진짜 이러다 3천 가는 거 아니야? 연말에 3천 가면 3천? 와, 쭉쭉 올라가죠. 쭉쭉 올라가. 어디까지 올라갈지 기대가 됩니다. 아, 운동해야 되는데, 운동하고 싶지가 않아요. 피곤합니다. 배고프고, 진짜 근데, 확실히 살이 많이 빠졌어요. 배가 쏙 들어갔습니다. 진짜 안 먹어야 돼. 여러분, 다이어트 하세요. 안 먹어야 됩니다. 먹을 거 다 먹고, 운동 아무리 해봤자, 먹는 거를 이길 수 없어요. 자, 일단, 스트레칭이랑 팔굽혀펴기 하겠습니다. 하다 보면은 또 좀 하게 되더라고요. 역시 오늘도 운동하면서 CNN을 보도록 하겠습니다. 미국 백신 승인 났죠? 근데 접종은 시작을 하지 않았습니다. 영국은 접종한 지 한 3일 된 것 같은데 코로나가 빨리 끝났으면 좋겠어요. 연말인데 술도 못 먹고 놀지도 못하고 안타깝습니다. 자, CNN을 보도록 하겠습니다.
CNN Partner Hotels. Connected to your world.
I'm Salma Abdulaziz at a vaccination center in the UK, and this is CNN.
Dark times. People need help, and it seems less likely it's going to come. Let's bring in Democratic Representative Maxine Waters from California. Congresswoman, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
I'm delighted to be with you. Thank you for having me on this evening.
Am I right to have this tone of urgency that it looks less likely that something's going to get done after today?
You should be very, very concerned. I'm very concerned. I'm reduced to the point of pleading, not only with my colleagues, but with the American public, to plead with the members of Congress to get something done, to make sure that, the negotiations end with the people of this country being taken care of as they expect their government to do. People are hurting out there. People are in lines begging for food, looking for food for each meal for their children. And the renters are absolutely terrified that they're going to be evicted. And so we have the unemployed, we have the renters, we have families that are, food insecure, and we are basically fiddling while Rome is burning. And the members of Congress have got to get over this. We have got to conclude with a stimulus for the American people. And tonight I'm begging the members of Congress to get it done. I'm begging McConnell to get off of holding up everything. I'm begging the problem solvers to come in with the right amount. And I'm saying to my Democrats, you have done a good job on making concessions. You have compromised. Stick with it and work with everybody. And let's get the money out. Let's get the stimulus checks out. Let's take care of the American people. We're desperate. I'm desperate.
Maxine, what changed? In March, 2.2 trillion, everybody came together, got it done. Now the pandemic is worse, the need is greater, and the line is less than half that amount, and a chunk of that less than half the amount is from the money that wasn't spent the first time, and no checks for people. What changed?
Well, I don't know everything that changed, but I know one thing. The President of the United States has absolutely ignored ignored this.
여러분
He's
이거
focused on
무조건
himself
사세요.
and all of the lies that
폼
he's
눌러
telling,
집에 무조건
about
있어야
the
돼요,
fact
여러분.
that
이거
he's
있어야
won
돼요.
this election.
필수품이야,
He
이거.
doesn't care.
이거
He
필수품,
doesn't
코로나
offer any
필수품.
leadership, and he's left Mnuchin there
아,
to
저
negotiate.
폼 눌러가 짱입니다,
McConnell
여러분.
has absolutely,
아.
absolutely been obstructionist in all of this. And so, whether we're blaming, the president or we're blaming McConnell.
저에게 이 폼롤을 선물해준 준승이에게 다시 한번 감사의 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 감사합니다. 폼롤 짱. 진짜 최고인 것 같아.
The American people are desperate and they're depending on us.
How can you expect these guys to make a deal when 100 of them signed up today to overturn the election?
It's absolutely disgusting and disappointing that they don't have any guts, that they fear the president of the United States and they want the president to think that they've got his back. And so they've signed this amicus for this case to go before the Supreme Court, and they know that the Supreme Court is not going to entertain this at all. They're going to tell them that they're not going to even, listen to arguments about it because they are not a Supreme Court as mandated by the Constitution to overturn elections in all of these states. And so I don't know, the president is raising a lot of money. I think he's up to about $200 million now. And I suppose all of this money is designed to be used to continue to control the Republican Party. The Republican Party is in disarray. It's no longer a Republican Party, and he owns it. He's taken over it. They're afraid of him. They're doing whatever he wants to do. But the American people must not allow this to happen. Their voices have got to be heard. They've got to use social media, all of the platforms of social media, to persuade the members of Congress to get this done, to get a stimulus package out, to have saved the American public. You heard what is going on, how many cases of, the virus have been, infected, how many people have been infected every day. And so we're in a terrible position. And I want the public to weigh in on it. And I and many others in Congress, some on both sides of the aisle, mostly on the Democratic side, that are doing everything that we can to encourage the negotiations to go on and people to negotiate in good faith and not follow McConnell for sure, because one man on the Senate side absolutely leading the opposition, the obstructionist, who is absolutely interfering with the ability for this to be concluded, and it's all based on liability. He doesn't want anybody to have any liability responsibility.
What is your argument against McConnell's position that you need to do liability for employers now, otherwise they'll be taken down by people suing them for getting sick on the job?
Well, I think that there can be some concessions made, but not totally. And that's what needs to be worked out, where you can limit or reduce liability and where you have to have it. And that's what I expect them to do. And so it is not, one way or the other, either no liability or, all liability. And that's what has to be worked out. He cannot simply say that there can be absolutely no liability.
I've watched you do the job for a long time. I've never seen you like this. I've seen you passionate, but I've never seen you this worried. Why?
Well, I'm absolutely worried. I can't sleep. I'm watching, the millions of people. I think there are about, 20 million people who have not been able to pay their rent since August. And there's about $25 billion in back pay to these landlords that will rise to about $70 billion by the end of the year. And I'm worried that, in all of these negotiations, they're talking about extending the moratorium on evictions, but they're not talking about what happens at the end of the year when there's no longer a moratorium and the landlords are left without any money, and the fact that evictions are going to take place. Even the $25 billion that now is in this part of, the bill that is being negotiated, certainly is not enough.
No.
In the, it really should be about $100 billion. But even if it's $25 billion, and the moratorium does not last beyond the end of the year, that $25 billion is not going to go very far.
Right.
And we won't be able to get it out to the people until probably February or March.
Another aspect of the relief bill, first of all, I want you to know you're welcome on this show to make the case from now through the finish. We're not going anywhere either. We're going to be covering this all the way through, and you're welcome on. But, you know, something else to remind people of in terms of why they should be watching this is even if you're not in a bad way, you want the vaccine, you need this bill. The money for the distribution for the vaccine and the production to get where we need it is in this bill. So we need it to get
done. Absolutely. I was looking over that this evening.
Absolutely.
And I think there's about $6 billion there,
right.
To deal with the vaccines. Yes.
So I hope it happens. We need it to happen. We'll stay on it. And you have a platform when you want it. Congresswoman Maxine Waters, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your passion. You've been doing a great job on this, and that's why I'm so pleased to be here with you tonight. Thank you very much.
You're always invited. Best to the family. We'll do our job. You do yours. Take care.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, we got to stay on things that matter. And how government is working through this pandemic has got to be in sharp focus because there's a lot of bullying and bad stuff going on. And we have new video of the raid on that COVID data scientist's home in Florida. We show you what she shot herself in the moment. Now we got the video of the other side, but it doesn't tell that different a story. Rebecca Jones says she was fired for not fudging numbers on the pandemic. Now there's all this reporting that there was pressure to fudge. And now the more she talks, the more heat she's getting. So Rebecca Jones is back to take us through what she lived through there. And we're hearing more from the authorities as well. The latest, next.
Air quality update in association with Copernicus, Europe's eyes on Earth.
배고파요. 선식을 하나 먹을까?
Quality update in association with Copernicus, Europe's eyes on Earth.
This is my safe haven, my home. More than 1,000 islands scattered in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Conservation is my life. By working together, we can protect our ocean home into the future. The ocean gives us life. I know I will always be there for her.
아, 지금 수영하고 싶다.
You will too. Welcome to the Maldives.
Flying cars and driverless trucks are already a glimpse into the future with the promise of faster and more efficient travel.
Making a plane fly itself is easier than making a car drive itself. The mission is to free the world from traffic. The future of transportation is going to be in the air.
What will change in our buildings, in our cities, and in our lives to get us there? Tomorrow Transformed, Saturday on CNN, in partnership with Expo 2020 Dubai.
Have you been bitten by the bug of curiosity? This is CNN 10. My name is Carl Azus.
여기까지만 하겠습니다.
Global News. International relations are the key factors. Relevant stories.
못하겠어.
People whose action is changing their
배가 너무 고픈데. 한국 특별히 마지막 20개만 하고 끝내겠습니다.
And 10-second trivia.
You get a perfect 10 out of 10.
All in 10 minutes. Stream at CNN.com/CNN10.
A mask can say a lot about the person who wears it. But even more about the person who doesn't.
This is the 100 Club, our look at companies that are 100 years old or older. Across the lush bluegrass pastures and limestone-bedded forests of central Kentucky, one name reigns supreme: